Huge news, Roy. The C1D Paintball team has a podcast. Yes, that's right, Dick. Wild bunch, those C1D fellas. Tune in every Sunday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time for an amazing podcast.
Dad, come on.
Falling and keep your head down. It won't be long now. This fight will end soon. Our goal is within view. You see the shadows in the distance. Those who cower at our feet, now they are weak and grow impatient. So they'll watch as we take lead. Sound the horn. Oh, all aboard. We'll go to war. One for all. Oh, fall for one. C1D. They all cower at our feet. 1D. 1D. We stand together. Our backs against the wall. Through every challenge, we'll show them who's in charge. The sound of footsteps in the distance. It's time to show them who we are. We are the ones who won't surrender. We will tear this world apart. Sound the horn. Oh, all aboard. We'll go to war. One for all. Oh, fall for one. C1D. They all cower at our feet. 1D. 1D.
C1D Paintball Podcast. That's what we are. That's what this is. That's what you're listening to. I'm joined tonight just by Mike. It sounds like I'm disappointed, but I mean just because Jeff and Connor aren't able to make it. So it's not as if I don't appreciate Mike, because without Mike, we wouldn't have had an intro song even. So Mike, how are you tonight? Today?
Not too bad. Not too bad. I had a nice little Sunday doing some paintball ranging and all of our gear and stuff. We had to we haven't even touched it since we put it away. So just arranging some stuff, getting some stuff ready for the outing in a couple weeks, figuring it out. And yeah, it was a nice little day.
We are
figured I got way too many paintball guns still.
Yeah, we are less than 2 weeks away from opening day. And actually, I'll give you an update here since I'm only about 30 kilometers from the field. You're not too much farther, but you're a bit further. Lots of melting over the last 4 days. To the point where, thanks to Facebook, you always see this is 1 year ago today, 2 years ago today. And I saw that even last year, I had still a ton of snow on my deck. I don't have too much snow. All I got is a little bit of ice left on the bottom. So I think there's a good chance when we go out there to break the ice on March 21st, at Warzone Paintball, Riga, Quebec. I think We will not. Hey, Pierre, the man, the myth, the legend. Salut, comment ça va? There's my French quota for the podcast. But I think when we get up there, there's a good chance we'll be able to do like we did a couple of years ago, where we actually got to venture off early upstairs instead of just using base. Maybe we can use the market field and, see how it is. I think either way, we're going to have some fun with that.
Did we go out like the first week of April last year? Or March, sorry.
We did that 2 years ago on Jersey Day. We're handing out jerseys that day, so obviously you just want your jersey. It was the first time we ordered jerseys. I think for a second round of jerseys, we may not go out. Let's take a look. Break the Ice last year. Break the Ice was March 22nd. So we're going to be starting a day earlier.
Nice.
And the year before, we did, holy cow, we did March 2nd.
That's jerseys.
What. Yeah. The year before, by the way, was April 22nd. So we skipped March and we barely got something into April. Although, for the record, we had, going across here, we had 12 game days in 2023. That's game days at Warzone. We had 13 at Warzone last year and 1 at Lancaster. And last year we had 13 at Warzone, 1 at Lancaster. I'm saying all odd.
That's my thing.
Yeah, there's D-days and other things, but we're going to circle around that. This year we could actually hit 15 game days at Warzone. But look, rain and stuff happens. To be honest, we did the 13 last year, and we had three rain days, but really only one of them was like a maybe potential cancel, and that's that great time we had in the Moisturer series.
Moisturers here, yeah. I mean, rain once in a while, it makes for an epic day. Definitely if it's not too bad and you catch, the end of it, you get that fog and stuff. Makes for a cool day.
The fog is really intense, and being up on a mountain like Mount Rigo is, where Warzone is, well, I mean, it enhances a whole bunch of things.
Yes.
Now we had Jeff, like I said, and who's working tonight. Connor has some major projects due this week, so he's been really cramming all weekend, and even Friday he was off and he did that. So as much as he'd like to get away for this hour on the podcast tonight, he's got to get back to it after, so he's just going to unplug his brain for now. So we get it.
They're here in cardboard spirit.
They here are in. I like each style, but we got to settle on one style. So we could do that. We could put them as like sock puppets or something, like on popsicle sticks too.
There you go.
I actually have a template to that from After Effects of putting characters on popsicle sticks.
Nice.
So maybe one day we could do that with everybody, and we can maybe have a Shakespeare play using them. We'll get a little, I don't know, just a little curtain and integrate paintball somehow into it. By the way, I got a secret special comic coming out. Guess it's not secret anymore. Look, we got 1,000 videos. Our 1,000th video is coming out. There's a bunch other in the bank. And I'm not sitting here just, well, thank you. But I mean, it's, you want to talk quality and quantity and whatever. I mean, some of our videos, we don't have a lot of shorts. I think we got like 50 shorts, not even. But you just go out. We just make stuff to have fun. But it is a milestone. I'm quite happy about that. And what kind of videos? Again, I always want to go out and do this. I'll even ask Mike, who's like, him and Connor know like generally what I do, but like what types of videos do I make? Because sometimes I have to keep myself in check. So do you want me to go through it, or do you know, I actually have a schedule for this?
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously yours will be more detailed than mine, but when I first started watching them, it was the gameplay. And some of them were like, full gameplays, whether you talked or not. And other of them, like the, stop and go pause, explaining each play to play or what could potentially happen or what was going through your mind at the time. those type of videos, and then you have the OST original soundtrack videos that come with your original music, which are some of my favorites.
You've
where
you started contributing to those in like a major
yeah,
manner as well, so that's great.
well, those are my favorites, so I wanted to put
They
that
should be.
way.
They're good.
Yeah, and then with that, you throw all kinds of footage in there, whether it's gameplay or before games or after games or just fun stuff going on. Drone footage, you got it just goes on and on and on.
There's a lot of stuff. Yeah, drone footage. The Air Force.
The Air Force, yeah, you got your Air Force drone stuff. Now we got the whole C1D jukebox with the songs released after the songs are released for the intros for each podcast. I know I'm missing a ton here. We got
Wednesdays. I usually have a short. Wednesdays got a short, and Saturdays I started this whole AI thing. Alpha, good evening, my beauties. He says, good evening to you, dear sir. Yeah, and this whole thing with the AI and comics, I think I've gotten into a good groove with it. By the way, and I've the first, some of them are a little like you look at it like but they're starting to evolve. And I have a special one that's out April 20th for you, Mike. Special one done.
Can't wait. Yeah, it's all about the prompts and prompting AI to, just do what you need it to do. But once you hit that sweet pocket, like, for example, I know you saw this, but I'll throw this up for the viewers. I just made this earlier today because I had some 3D models of us. It's just absolute. Jeff told me I need an AI intervention, because I don't know where my mind goes, but I had some 3D models of us with our arms out. And when I looked at them again, I said, hey, those kind of remind me of those little ballerina, like
jewelry boxes for
jewelry music box thing. So boom, that's what we are.
You have fun. It's the off season. You go crazy. Do you want to push up? There you go. See, I'm just trying to help you with the formatting of the visuals on this.
I was going for 3 people today.
You're going for Well, we had on the schedule Fields. By the way, we were supposed to have Mikey in tonight, but Mikey could only appear later. And with daylight savings, we jumped an hour ahead. It's like, you know what? We're going to have them at the regular time, because we actually have people who listen regularly, which is, we thank them. Chris is listening right now. We got Pierre and Adam and Owen, I was going to say, but they're not here, but that's okay. But he's probably going to be on next week. Like I said, we got 1,000 videos. We got all kinds of different stuff. We don't look for any awards. We just go out there. Sometimes it's a chuckle. Sometimes it's an experiment. And I like to dive in there. And there's some really, really dark rabbit holes of videos to go through. If I got rid of some of them, I should. We might be down a few. So we're talking, I mentioned it once on a podcast last season, and it's ironic 2 of the guys aren't here. I mentioned video game maps. Those I'm allowed to call maps, because I know some people, Thomas drives them nuts, Thomas Bork. It's a feel, it's not a map. It says, you get it. Yeah. And I think I just kind of, towards the end of a podcast, I threw out, I said, hey man, if you could play on any video game you played on before, and you can make it a real map, because it's kind of getting infamous now that there's multiple fields that have Nuketown from Call of Duty.
Yep.
And there's the container one too, and there's a couple you see, and I just threw that out there saying, hey, let's go out there and talk about what our personal favorites would be. And I think I threw out Halo's Last Resort, which for those of you who played Halo 3, you'll know it. The Halo 2 is called Zanzibar. I preferred the other version of it. But I sat there thinking, hey, let's get ready and select 3, and we'll just talk about paintball fields as well. Now, Jeff not being here, he actually threw a bunch of suggestions down of maps for him. And what I'm going to do here is let's, with Connor doing his work and stuff right now, is no doubt he'll listen to this show. And what he'll do before the next show he's on is he can make his comments, because I like how he makes his comments on things. For instance, he plays with me video games. So when I say which one's one of my favorite, inevitably it's going to be, well, why do you suck on it? But I'll give him more time to think about that. But it's just a general map/field thing. And we might even delve into the idea of as far as paintball, maybe how your style or your desires kind of involve for the maps that you like. I'm going to remind everybody at Warzone of the maps. Passchendaele map on Battlefield 1 was one of my favorites all time. One of my top 3 maps I named is actually from Battlefield 1.
Nice.
But it is not Passchendaele, although as a Canadian, I should like that more. I'm very aware of that battle. As a matter of fact, Chris, I probably read at least 2 books just about that battle itself, which was really important in Canadian military history. Let's talk about the fields at Warzone one more time to give us reference and everything. Is Warzone Paintball, you've got the base, which is your classic left-right town, 2 floors on each. And just a little bit. You know what? You pulled that one up, but that's okay. Base isn't on that one, but that's okay. That's base. So you can see there, you got your left and the right, two buildings, just straight lines. If you're listening to this on Spotify, and you got stuff in the middle. You got some Jeeps, you got army trucks, you got some small buildings, you got a road that bisects the field, although it tends to be more on the right side. And what they decluttered that field base.
Yes.
And for the longest time, only one floor had 2 floors. So naturally you did attack, defend, but now you can go either side. This is the field that for sure will be open when we break the ice for our first paintball of the season, 2026 season at Warzone. It's a nice map. It's evolved. For my play style, first of all, this is a good map. I think you need to have one of these multi-leveled field maps in a field.
Mm-hmm.
You can let some noobs camp in there. If you want to go hardcore, you've got all kinds of different situations.
It makes for different game modes too that you can't really play, on a single story map.
That's right. You got that. And as far as the spawn points, you have basically you have 6 different spawn points, 3 per side, and that's not even counting going northwest. So I'll say there's 4 per side, to be totally honest. So it's I think it's a very versatile field. I never played personally well on the field, and it's one of these fields that I feel you got to be extra brave to go in the middle. Most fields are like that, but your opinion once more on base and why we've talked about this like last year, maybe even the first season. This is our 3rd season of the podcast, but as it evolves and people evolve, I think it's always good to visit back on that. What do you think about the base field? And for those of you not listening on Spotify that can actually see it, or even on Spotify if I'm describing it well enough, you can probably relate a lot of these field types to your home field, because a lot of these are, at least 3 of them I'd say, are pretty standard to most fields. So what's your relationship with base?
I really like base. I've always had a good time on it. I was still kind of look at it as a warm-up map, because that's usually what we do on it, or we end the day on it. We come down and play the last few games on it, or the last stragglers, when we're down there.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, the 2 floor aspect is puts another key into it. I really enjoy it. I like how when we spawn, what is it, east west, I mean, you're looking at each other from across the entire field. So it's kind of fun when you have a map where you can see the entire enemy team while you're about to start the game. You kind of get an idea of where people are going and get your call outs and stuff. You said it's definitely dangerous to be in the center of this map, but the south side now I find is a little easier with how they revamped it.
Oh yeah, the container is gone on the bottom right-hand corner. That container gone is much better.
Yeah, so I feel like at least the south side is a little more safe to be in that center, as long as you got someone watching the back of the containers. But no, I love the map and I love what they keep doing to it. You can tell that they're listening to the feedback of the players, and they're also just taking common sense issues into consideration, and like moving the truck up to the northeast side was so much fun. Now that makes so many different interactions over there that happen. But overall, one of my favorite maps for sure.
By the
Jeff
way,
says center is the best.
center's the best. Oh, okay, okay, Mario Lemieux. Um, the center is interesting, and I'll tell you one thing. Who likes to go in the center in this? And when he's lining up against you, you know he's probably going to go there, but you still can't get him. It's Charlie Victory.
Mm,
With his EMF in there, he is fairly brave.
yeah.
But, by the way, this one, if we're gonna kind of have fun with it and tie into video games at the end, since there's only two of us and we got an hour to kill. No. I think this field would definitely translate as a decent map for multiplayer video game. As a matter of fact, you know, I can think of a few maps that are definitely like that, with, you know, you're kind of boxed in to a certain degree, a barrier top, bottom, left, right, double-sided buildings, and the guts in the middle. I mean, that's almost like a standard video game map as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Let's go upstairs, which you had this beautiful map that somebody slaved on to put 1, 2, 3, 4 fields that exist already, and mock in the 5th one. So the upstairs section at Warzone is
Beautiful.
now we're going to talk about the terminal. The airfield isn't ready yet. They've been building it over 2 years. It was a huge pit there before, so they had to landfill it and wait for it to settle.
Mm-hmm.
And for what we thought was going to be simple first story containers, it's like, oh, there's going to be a 2-floor tower. It turns out to be a 3-floor tower. Across the road from it, a very narrow road, there's another 3-story building that's like a maze inside.
Yeah.
But this is a work in progress. It's going to be at the highest point on the mountain as far as the property that Warzone Paintball owns.
Mm.
We don't know how it's going to play on the inside. When it's what I mean by that, I apologize, is on its own. Like, okay, we're just playing in this one. But we know one thing, that in a big game, it's going to be absolutely the kind of centerpiece of that. So no real comments on what we could do with that. But let's talk about...
We did for the Battle Royale, I think was one of the first times, at least for me, playing the full 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maps. Because I mean terminal aerodome or whatever, the top left is not even open technically, but they let us play on it for the Battle Royale. So that was pretty wild, seeing as it's the highest elevated area too. It just threw a different aspect into it, which you can see a little bit on this map. What you did good with the angle going down to Village, but what you don't see is the massive incline that actually is what you have to climb to get up there.
Yeah, on the bottom of the road, I will shadow that in by the safe zone. I will shadow that in. When it comes to making maps on graphics like this, shadowing is the toughest thing to do.
Yeah.
So,
so just everyone who has never been there, it's on the side of a mountain. So just kind of keep that in your head.
You know what I might do is I might check with my drone. And the reason why I'm saying this is, Jeff. I think with the drone, you can check elevation, right?
Yes. Yep.
So we might be able to check elevation. You can't do it on the ground because my drone, when you're with a certain amount of feet, it lands. But if I put it to a certain height and it tells me 150 feet when I'm at the bottom of market and I go straight up, then it tells me I'm at 40 feet. It's like, well, do the math. So that's the elevation. So I could cheat and do that. But
yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. Now, another field that you see at a lot of paintball, and we'll talk about the video game part of it after, is tire ball. And face it, tire ball is tires, and they're stacked up, and they're not just, there's some that are just columns, like with two big ones, and they gradually, like a little mini pyramid that are one high. A lot of fields have that because frankly, they're emulating speedball fields.
Yes.
There's a few of those in this, including the dominating spire, which is in the middle. There's also in the top left, there's one that has a tree growing out from it, which is kind of cute. There's a few barrels and drums, but the thing about the tires on Tireball is most of the tires are at least act like as walls. So they're interlocked, whether they're 2 wide, 3 wide, 5 wide. And it's the closest thing to a speedball field. And I've seen Tireball fields at all kinds of different places. And this is your standard Tireball field. And honestly, just always a lot of fun in it. If we're doing this thing where I say how I feel I perform on it, I got to be honest. Tireball is always a crapshoot. It's always a shootout, so anything happens. Tireball and I can't remember the last time I played Tireball and somebody didn't get knocked out in the first 5 seconds.
Oh yeah, markers are always up and shooting within the first second. You actually have that sweet intro to one of your videos where you set that camera up there.
Oh, on the side.
And you ran from the west side, and you see Jeff immediately as the whistle blows just pulls up and start covering fire, and then everyone else markers up running. That's how that map is. It's such an adrenaline packed, and that's similar to base. Like I was saying, it's such a small map. You see the opponents at the spawn, so you know what's going on. You know if you keep your eyes open while you're running to the first bunker, you know where everyone's at. And it's nothing but adrenaline the whole time. I will add that there's some tires that are up and down. That actually, you can shoot
loops.
through some bigger. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah,
thread the needle.
Yes. Which makes for some pretty cool peaks and angles and stuff.
Crazy idea. First of all, Tireball, if you listen to our podcast but never played at the field, you probably heard us say a million times. Tireball, you don't play with a lot of people.
No.
Here's a fun idea. 4-on-4 Tireball. Your sole goal is to shoot a certain player on the other team. If you accidentally shoot another player on the other team, they stay in and you're out.
You got to make a rule where they can't just hover over the person.
Well, that's
like
what I'm
make
saying.
Like a human shield,
Well, no. When you're hit, you're out. But if you hit the wrong person, you're out automatically. Think of it almost as 4 separate victories. So let's say 3 of your guys get their kills, and the last 2 people are out there, and you lose that, you still win the game 3-1. So Jeff says, I'm in. You guys just got to remember this shit, because I don't.
Yeah. I think we brought it up. I think we had an episode maybe on game modes or something like that, but we haven't done it as a group of C1D. We did it, me and Miranda in a group of rentals or something it was like the USA versus Canada event. I'm not sure what it was, but it was the tag team.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Because like you said, you can't have too many players on it. But if you have 8 people or 6 people or on each team that want to play, you put 4v4 and you have a line waiting at the spawns, of your other 4 people. And as soon as one person's out, they tap the other person in. And then that way you can, only have 4 people on the field or 8 people on the field at each time, but everyone gets a chance to play.
I thought about a tweak for that too, is give opponents matching armbands. And that's actually a pretty freaking good idea. And I actually I'm putting the order in for our new swag, and nobody besides me ordered purple armbands, by the way. But
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. So, you can get any color you want. By the way, the one we're talking about where when you get hit, you rotate in.
Yeah.
It's cool because I've talked about in the past is, do you put your 4 best players out there or do you put them at the end? You know what I mean? And something else too is you'd have to have a maximum area. You have to have a safe zone that the enemy can't enter, so they can't spawn camp you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe a
I think
referee there to count to 3, and once the player's on, they have 2 or 3 seconds to get in, but they can't
yeah, like
shoot.
a spawn a spawn timer.
Yeah, kind of like
I would put
Connor's
my
rules for the 1v1, that kind of thing.
absolutely. If I had like I would take my team and rank the 2 top players,
Hmm.
whether it was first and second or just oh you 2 are the best, and I would put one in the front team and one way at the very end to be the last player because like if you don't need them and you win the game without them, that's fine. But like last resort, like a Mikey on the end of the team, like I've seen Mikey 1v3, 1v4 people like easily. So he would be my last guy on the on the line, and then I would have a really good player in to try to get as many people out at the
Hmm.
beginning of the game as possible. That'd be my
Yeah.
my thing.
And it might be interesting too, is if the other team, if you set it up somehow the other team doesn't know who the first 4 are, or they only see it at the last second, then they got to adjust. So,
Yeah.
yeah. By the way, this would be a horrible video game map, I think, because I've
Oh,
seen Halo Forge people make paintball maps, and they're generally like this. And you know what? It plays all right, but it's kind of like just a novelty in the sense of, oh yeah, I'm playing like paintball, but actual play wise, I mean, I don't know.
yeah.
I don't play that many video games. I'm sure people that are more diversely invested in different games. Look at this. I'm making me think on a freaking Sunday night how to
we
talk.
have a we have a live order here uh on the podcast here. Jeff wants 2 purple armbands.
2 purple armbands. Put
Yeah.
me in for 2. All right.
Yeah.
2 more
Live
armbands.
order.
By the way, we've got almost 40 armbands ordered.
Wow.
Yeah. And I have
Yeah, I
not
didn't get them
actually.
last year, and I was like, every time you guys would take them out and put them on, I'd be like, damn it. But
I've asked for prototypes of this. Um, Intensity makes headbands. So wraps with the mesh on top for your hair. I said, well, can I
yes.
just have the headband?
Uh,
And it's like, well, the thing about that is he goes like, if you want to put a C1D logo, it's like they cut little strips and then they wrap it. You don't know what part of the logo you're going to see. And that's cool. So, you know, this little maple leaf design on it, which is on the collar of our
mm,
shirt, it's black with like maple leaves that are arranged just
mm.
randomly. I mentioned, can you do that with just some of these headbands? It'll match everything, even if you're not wearing the jersey. But I digress. We're going to go back to the fields now that you've straightened out the visuals for those of you watching this with visuals.
Ooh, you got Jeff in tree.
Just as is at work making money, I'm spending it. Um, okay, what field do we do now? I think we do.
Just go right in order, I think.
Let's go. Let's do bois, which is the wooded field, because we'll save the 2 other ones for last. So the wood
You
field.
you would do the one I didn't upload.
Really? Okay. Well,
Oh yeah, you
between
just keep
pick a
talking about it, and I got it. I
Oh
got
yeah,
it.
you got it. What you have here is you have a wooded area that's kind of it's if you're looking on a map, you got market, which is a pretty big field,
Got this one. Nope.
and on the right of it behind, that's it. I call
Nope.
it Hurtgen, but we're calling it Bois now. And for those of you who know what Hurtgen is, then you know your World War II military history,
Mm.
and good for you. Um, it's a wooden area kind of to the right of Market. It's on an incline downwards, and to the north of its village and to the south of it is what we just mentioned, Tire Ball. They actually have barriers on it now, but it just was this
Mm.
open area. It has a little path in it, and every time we'd have little big games, is I seem to be the only one that regularly went here. And while I would generally say Warzone Paintball is a woods ball, predominantly woods ball field,
Mhm.
this is the only true woods ball area. They do have barriers in it now, but I mean, honestly, we've only played out of big games we've tried, mini big games. We've only played 1 game there, and it was kind of fun. Um, I don't know if I can relate it to any video game, by the way. I think this might be the most boring video game if that was the case. But what were your thoughts? You had a hell of a showdown with Connor on the only
Yeah.
game we played this. Strategically, if the middle between you was 0, it was the 50-yard line, you both were on the respective 48s of either side.
Yeah. Yeah.
But one of you
And we
was
had
more
no
like,
idea for
yeah,
a second. until I've always loved the field. I got to play it. Well, of course, like you said, we used to mix it in for mini big games, and we would do flanks, around. So it was that. But I got to play it in the first prototype when they first added bunkers again on the Canadian versus USA big event that they had at Warzone. They didn't have as much stuff as they have now, and it wasn't cleared as much. It was very, raw. But I've always loved the field. I always loved the woods ball aspect, hiding behind trees and laying down. And I actually just found out watching more of your videos, because I always watch you when you spawn on the south side. I always watch you go as far left as you can.
Absolutely.
And you're always hunkered down, and I can only see like the little silhouette of you, but I know it's you. But now that I watch your videos, I realize that there's a big ass rock over there.
There's 2 or 3 actually.
Kind of like the rock where I used to hide in the ditch before they kind of
your little
fixed
corner
that
there.
all up. Yeah.
But they made that into a pit where you went. We'll talk about that after, but they made that into a pit.
Yep.
So it's not a secret anymore, but it's sure as hell secure. The thing about this field as well, by the way, is where you're saying the boundary I was on, there's a big fire hose wrapped around trees.
Yeah.
The map actually goes down another 10, 15 yards, maybe even 20 yards. But there's a quarry and a cliff on the other side. Now, there's a safe area there, but what's happened is over the last 3 years, if they've graded the land right behind, I mentioned how Market is to the left of it. Right behind Market, it was just crap. So now they've flattened it out and graded it. So no doubt they're going to grade the bottom of it, and the field will become much bigger. But so,
it's great for standalone games, and it's absolutely amazing for our mini big games with like the crazy flanks you can do. And even in the what did you, now I'm getting all mixed up with all the games we played there.
That's a good problem.
The event that they put on last year with the crates and stuff. I was just talking about it earlier.
Oh yeah,
Battle Royale.
The Battle Royale.
I was having a brain party. So the Battle Royale, there was some absolutely crazy. So because right to the right of this, for anyone who's watching, is the safe zone for Market, which was the buy zone for the Battle Royale. So people were in and out of there buying, like stuff for the game, like buying their loadouts and buying this and that. So it made for some really interesting gameplay in the woods area. It's such a fun map. I know looking at the graphic, people are like, what, a bunch of trees, but when you're in there, it's pretty friggin' wild.
Well, one of the things I'm going to do on March 21st is I got my 4 batteries for my Neo will be charged. And depending on the wind, what I want to do is I want to do a good flyover of this area. And if it's too windy to go higher above the trees, because the trees are absolutely bare of leaves right now, is I'll go through the path left, right at a certain speed. You can set it at a certain speed to try to get those barriers in there, because it's pretty important. Okay, sweet. Okay, so let's move on to the village field.
Dun, dun, dun.
Village field is in the top right corner of the top of the mountain. To the left of it is a terminal, but this is lower. It's lower ground. We mentioned that terminal's high ground. This is low ground. There's 2 major roads that come in. Well, it's one road, but it comes in at the bottom left, curves around, and goes out the top left. And that road is going to be critical and that left side has that big incline to the other field. Now, the map itself within its own containment when you're playing just on it. By the way, it's also being slightly expanded in the north. If you're looking at this, you see the graphic, spawn point 2. Basically, it ends where you see the first couple of trees behind there, but it actually goes back, again, I'm saying about not 15, 20 yards. I'd say maybe 10 yards. But it's going to add something to the corner there. This field is great because there is an incline on the hill. There's a lot of trees there, more than it shows on the field, on the map, because they're bigger trees. The map in the spring plays much different than the summer when all the leaves are on. And when those leaves go down, your stealth is out the window. Because you listen, you can hear the rustling, and there's so many advantages and disadvantages on this field. Like if you're at point number 4, which is the lower part, and you hear leaves rustling near the middle, is you gotta hunker down, come up with a freaking idea damn quick.
Yeah.
They have lights set up there year round so they can play some night games on it.
Yes. Good vibe.
Yeah. Circular fields. The middle here, there are some buildings and that you can actually get by and survive in the middle. But for me, it's a nice map. It reminds me of any video game map that's kind of like, there's a few I remember playing in Black Ops Call of Duty. It rained like crazy here, by the way. I got a nice mic, or a decent mic. So if you're picking up this weird humming once in a while, my sump pump's going off. So apologies.
You're 100% right, Chris. That I was gonna say that earlier. If you spawn at 4, your goal is to get to 1 as quick as possible, or to that green giant. What is that? An electrical?
Monster, yeah.
What is it though? Really, it's like a big electrical.
It's a big, huge, massive crate. It looks like it used to be dropped into places for a temporary service by electric company. Yeah,
super huge, but you want to get there as quick as possible.
Go in it. You can't go in it. No, it's just a solid block.
Big ass green block.
Yeah. Hence the green monster moniker.
Yeah. I like it, but it's absolute chaos. Because whether we play like all 4 spawns or just even 2 spawns, like I said, if you're at 4, your goal is to get to 3 or 1, and if you're at 2, your goal is to get to 3 or 1, but you're always trying to get to the next spot. And you never know. It's kind of hard to put a 50 line on it. Obviously, you can just draw a diagonal line, but it's chaos, and you never know who's who. Like if they're armband, you can't see their armband. Like your teammate could be right there. It could be an enemy. You never know. It's a complete chaos, but it's so much fun.
I mean, I've seen a lot of, and I haven't played at a lot of fields, but I do watch a lot of videos and stuff, and I have played at some fields. It's a field that I get vibes about from other places, but effectively being on the mountain, on the incline with the trees, how the weather affects it drastically month per month, it plays differently. I think it's a field that really, if you come across this type of field, you'll think of Warzone Paintball. It's like, oh yeah, it's got that feel. It's got an alpine kind of feel to it, with the shacks and everything, the way the setup is. It's just got this, it's got a good woods ball feel to it. And
I like how they kept a lot of trees in the center, because they could have just cleared every tree out of the middle of that map.
Yeah.
And left the outer, but they wanted to keep it like that nice woodsy feel. So yeah.
And this year on the map, if you're looking at the graphic here and you never played there, one thing that's not here is there's bales of hay they put in 2 years ago on some points that we're having problems traversing. They did it for a Halloween event, but they kept it there. But strategically where they were put, they were at areas where it's like, you know what, these areas can kind of cause problems. So if you put a bunch of bales of hay there and it works, well, that's great. You keep them there. But if it doesn't work, it's like, well, just get the truck and we'll move it somewhere else, as opposed to putting a freaking building or, dragging skids around.
Crap.
So yeah, that adds a good element to it. So Village Field is to me, I mean, to play Warzone, you got to play everything, but really it's one of these things that, no, you got to play on this field. And it allows us to do different game types. Like we did the 4-square game type. I won't get into it, but, basically 4 teams, everybody gets, you start off at the 4 spawn points and you play like that. We had where capture the flag, where you
capture the flag's a big one. Yeah.
X flag. So you didn't return it to your base. You didn't return it to their base. Since there's 4 areas, you had to return it to one of the 2 neutral places. And once we said, okay, you got to bring it to 2, you got to bring it to 4. One option is, you know what? When you get it, you have to bring it to the same one, and it's neither of yours. It's point number 2 or whatever. You can do so much stuff with it. It's a very versatile field that honestly, I think we're just scratching the surface on. Although
get there and find out.
get there and find out. Now, we're running good time-wise here. Let's look at... Actually, do you want to pull up the entire field and the north for a second? Before we zero in on the last...
the master one?
The master one. Okay, so for those of you looking at this, you can see the top right is where we just did village. There are more trees than that. The trees are not correct. Or they are the trees, but they're not exact. But there are more trees than that. Now you can see aerodrome, you can see tires in the bottom right. Now we're looking in the middle. And there's a big area here. And I'm not including silos. But let's actually look at the official map we have right now for Market, which is a
my favorite map.
Very versatile field. You can see, the lack of better terms, there's a lot of shit there. And there's a lot of stuff. And this is going to be updated, and I mean that in a good way. There's a lot of good surprises there, let's call it. A few of the barriers, yes, 6 fields total, although 5 of them are open right now. The 6th will be open. With more planned, by the way, north of base, there's going to be at least 1 field. Behind the entire complex that leads up to the top, they have the potential of 2 or 3 other fields too. Although I'm not going to speak on behalf of the field, but there's no question that physically there's room for it. It's just a matter of time and, of course, money. Also,
at the top of the hill, going up the mountain from base to village, they have on the offside. I don't know. I won't say it, but they have something going on there as well.
They have a border stop that's there. It's a checkpoint. That's what it's called, a checkpoint. And then they're building stuff right next to it. You can see it already. It's kind of mind-blowing what they're building first, but I think it's going to be wild. Mind-blowing in a good way.
Nope, 6 total with the bottom field, Chris.
Okay. Now, what you see about this field on the image is there is a lot of stuff. There's a center area called Stonehenge, where, you can place your classic capture the flag or whatever. There's now a 3-story tower in the trees above it. We were saying last year, and it's true about it a lot of the year, that a lot of the barriers were just a high up to a drum or 1 skid or a tote. You know those big plastic containers, they hold liquid, they have the metal mesh around it, it looks like.
IBC crates.
IBC crates. We call them totes at work because IBC crates is the common name, but our IBC crates at work usually have a hazardous material in it.
Jeff's cutouts. I want to see. He's like, I want to be a part of this, guys. See, he is here.
So we were saying for a while, this is the headshot map, and it is a pretty freaking headshot map when you have all these lower barriers. But now when you look at the map that I made for it, it'll show when something is 2, 3, there's even a 4-story container there. So they've doubled up on stuff. Plus there's so much of it rather. And of course, just like, Village, depends how, I don't think that there are trees here. There are trees here.
The leaves are high though, so
the leaves are high, yeah.
It doesn't change the gameplay too much.
It can block a shot here and there, but it doesn't. In Village, it can actually act like a canvas above you to make it dark. Like you'll see some videos. I can probably pull 1 or 2 randomly out where it's like, man, you guys were playing late there. It's like we start at 9:30 in the morning.
We're
done by 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, so that's
we've been up there for some night games though, where we've had before they had the lights, where we had to like even just move down because it just got so dark in Village.
And it was actually the one time we did a little mini big game there, and the sun was in the north, so you could see, if you're on the south, you could see the enemies, but they were looking out in the darkness. And then when they'd go back to where Bois is, the wooded map is, you're just looking into the hearts of darkness there.
Yeah, I remember we played some Market Village big games at night.
Yes,
and it was absolutely wild that, because if you were in Market and they were coming out of Village, it was like you were looking into just a black silhouette, and you might see like the white of Connor's mask or something like that, but otherwise it was actually kind of terrifying.
It was. I think the video was, I did kind of an old-fashioned scary thing, and it shows looking down into the village from the top of the hill leading in from Market.
Ah.
Yeah, Market used to be a north-south map. They
Mhm.
added 2 new save zones. They added that 3-story tower on the north of it. It's like a ramp to go on an airplane. So it's actually goes up to a 2nd story, but it's so high it counts as 3. But it's only one set of stairs going up. There's versatility to this. And by the way, I'm so happy you mentioned it. The mini big games leading into the top right hand corner of this map, if you're looking at it, or visualize it in your head, there's a road in the top right hand corner, kind of going on a 45-degree angle towards the top right, obviously. That's where Village is. So it was like a choke point.
Yeah.
There was this little area beside the safe zone in Village.
Jeez.
There you go.
There
There's
we
a
go.
little safe zone in Village where it didn't quite. You know what I can do is I can actually do this. I think you can see my cursor going around, but yeah, this choke point here was horrible. Right in the middle of the field where everything met. But the reality is, by doing those tests, is they put some barriers there around that make up for it. And effectively, by putting that big 3-story building on terminal right in the corner over that, I mean, it's great. It's a good versatile field. Honestly, any type,
any
of
game
gameplay.
mode we've played on there.
And when you're
it was the, not to interrupt you, I'm sorry. It was the,
No,
I
it's
think, the home and the start of foosball, and pretty
That
much
is-
the best map to play it on.
Yeah, we've never played it. I don't think the other fields would play foosball well. You couldn't do it on the other fields. This
Yeah.
is the foosball field for sure. Irregularly shaped, and on the right side of it, you don't see it on this map, but on the big map you see it. There's these big long plastic cones there. There you see it on that map. We call them the silos, and that is in the little big games. It's brought into play, and you could bring it into play on a regular game on this, and it's just
Yeah,
interesting.
they're like 6-7 feet tall, probably 4 or 5 feet wide. Or, well, I mean, obviously they're cylinders, so
Yeah. No,
I don't want to do the math, but they're big.
Yeah, you just don't want to go in there when there's a lot of water.
And you don't want to get trapped in there.
You don't want malaria from the mosquitoes. Actually, I tell you one thing: there's not too many. It's not too bad. We all have a lot of bug spray and all that, but for a mountain field, there's not that many bugs at all. You might get a couple of mosquitoes, but that's about it. And it's funny because this map is good, and if we're going to relate it to video games, it's like your classic, just big team battle game. You ever play big team battle game? Not big team battle, just kind of. There's a lot in there, different barriers. It's just one of these things where there can be a lot of pandemonium. And we're going to have a show where we do call outs. I did that years ago with LaSalle Paintball, all the call outs in all the fields. Mm-hmm. And this is the field that changes the most, by the way. They will constantly move barriers here to tweak it.
It's evolved so much. Like, I mean, I loved it the first day I played on it, but I love it now. Like, there was right below that 3-story building, there was a big, what we called White House, and that was the original spawn from north to south. And it was like your guys that spawned north, you were in this big, building with 2 windows in the front, and then if you spawned south, you had those, 2 L-shaped barriers to hide behind. And I mean, it was really cool, but now that they changed it, it makes it even better. And all the stuff they keep adding, it's my absolute favorite field to play on. You play anything on it. I could warm up on it. I could end on it. We could play on it all day long, and I wouldn't even be mad. Like, there's so many different things. And I will add that on the top left, you see like a little rock above the road, by the number 2, and there's a big ditch there, and that is my spot. If you see my little head poking out there, that's where I'm at. And you can have such a good angle of pretty much the entire enemy side besides their spawn. But I love just creeping down in that ditch and just taking people out as they try to push up through the center.
How many times I was south of Stonehenge and I saw you there, and it's like, shit.
It's so hard to hit me though for some reason. Like, I know all the shots, because I'm way lower and everyone wants straight. They don't really particularly want to shoot down. All the shots are just going over my head, and I'm just like, haha.
Yeah, this field, it's one of these ones where, like I said, you've played it in a video game where there's just a ton of environment stuff.
Mutation.
More of a mutation. Yeah, it is too. And they like to mess with me, move things. And if you look at the map, by the way, there's a carcass of an airplane there. It's not even in play, I think.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
That's where I crashed my first drone, into that airplane. I will add, they took the green monster, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it used to be in market, right?
Oh, what you're thinking of is missiles. There's two
That
green
wasn't-
bins that
Oh,
were
okay, so
missiles.
different.
And they moved, it's similar to it, not quite as big, but they moved those towards the border stop south.
Yeah, okay.
That
So
was
right
my,
where-
it was on the left side by the airplane, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it was right about
that.
a little above the south side spawn building.
Yeah, yeah.
It was just there, and there was always somebody behind that. I
Me.
would
one
just
of my favorite
always
spots.
yell, "Watch the green thing! I know there's someone there." And yeah, sure enough, always someone there.
Yeah, this field, what's nice about it is it's probably the one you want to. It's great for the kids, by the way. When
Yeah,
you're taking parties, little kids there. Like Village doesn't play well because they run in the middle, which is like no. Kids on Tire Ball is like kind of like cringe. But this one, it's like anything. And if you play, by the way, if you play low impact on this, you got to be pretty close for a break. But what I like about this is even using the 68 with the new spawn points that are northwest and southwest, is if I'm spawning north or south, let's say I'm spawning south, and I go down left towards the back end of the field, the southwest part of the field, I might get hit, but if I do, there's no velocity on it. And you've got a corner in the crossroads that's kind of the same like that, is you have the opportunity to go there and spot. And sometimes the road's in play, sometimes the road isn't in play. Kids on tires is carnage, Jeff. Yes, absolutely.
I have a video actually of I'm forgetting his name, the one we gave the marker to last year.
Oh, of course, Ben.
Ben, yeah, sorry.
Oh, yeah, you did a 1v1.
He did a 1v1, but I put my mask on him, and I believe you
Yep.
put your mask on the other guy,
Yeah, we did a
the
game.
other kid. And so I have that footage, and yeah, you both are right. It was absolute carnage and cringe all at the same time. It's
Just
watching
one on
them.
each side. Could you imagine? Like
Yeah.
6?
Ben, yeah.
Yeah, this field is versatile. It's the centerpiece. It's when we're talking about having a big game, which we are having, and C1D is going to set up an event this fall. Kind of semi-announcing it now. We've already hinted on it. The big super surprise on our schedule. Kids the most vicious. I get shot reffing 12-year-olds. Well, that's
Yep.
because we pay them to hit you, Chris.
No, they just shoot. They just want to shoot at anything.
They just want to shoot anybody. Yeah, the thing about this field is when you're going to be it's going to be so critical. And the area south of it, which they've already added more paths and for cars to go through to bring supplies to build it. It's just going to continue to be this key cog in the entire field. And there's nothing like, you see all the barriers on this. And like, again, if you can't see it, there's at least 60 barriers, let's say.
And they're everything's so different. They have every material in there. They have barrels. They have the concrete,
And
things. The things that you donated, really cool.
Yeah. And we got another truckload, another 53-footer full of things going to them for free because we want to help them out. What was I going to say? The thing about this field is sometimes they just move one or two things. So you're in the middle of a game, your first game on the field, or your first game on that side on the field in the day, and you look to go to one of your go-tos, and it's like, it ain't there. Or that barrier that used to protect your right flank. Guess what, Andrew? It ain't there.
I have a love-hate relationship with those containers that you donated.
There's a gap between them. So if they're too high, you can get hit. I say that's an equalizer, my friend.
I don't mind. Because I'll stay below it, but I try to hit people through them, and for some reason I can't. They must be breaking inside somewhere. It's just a slight angle that I'm shooting at.
You get
and I can
really
never
dirty.
get any. Yeah.
Actually, you know who's gotten me there? it was either Gene or Trent
Mm.
that got me because he wasn't too far and he shot when he was on his knees. Like it was a shot that I guess it's got to be 4 feet wide, this crate. So your arc in the ball, you have to be close enough. So in a 4-foot span, the arc clears maybe 4 inches. It can't arc above that. It was a 1 in a million shot, and he got me clean. I think it might have bounced, and I still said, screw that. That was a shot. Whatever it was, it's like, shit, I didn't. But that's another element. You run behind what you think is a safe 2-story thing, and it's like, well, kinda. All right. Now we're already an hour into this. I
What's
am
up, my
going
man?
to talk about here. Panic Powers. Hey y'all. Hello, welcome to the show. I do even do this video game thing.
Yeah, hell yes.
Okay, we got to be pretty quick here because Andrew wants to go to bed because it's an hour earlier. First of all, I'm going to mention it because he's listening and he put some thought into it. Like I said, we're going to have Connor kind of talk next episode. But I want to talk about what Jeff wrote. My 2 cents. He's a huge Halo fan.
Yep.
And his first 3 are all Halo. And the first one I'm a little surprised is Halo 4 Exile. I'm going to look at this map because Halo 4 was the Halo that I played last the most because it's like I loved Reach, I loved 3, and 4 wasn't good, so I kept giving it a try. Oh yeah, Exile. It's kind of a round circular map. So, and the idea here is, what map would you like to play a paintball game on? And there's certain ones in a video game that you can't, like, it has grav lifts and stuff. So he really thought this well because there's no grav lift or everything. It's circular. There's mountains, vehicles I would like, but we're not going to get vehicles. But that's a good map actually. High ground from Halo 3. That would be fun. I have my comments on that. I don't think the attackers would ever win without vehicles. Beaver Creek from Halo 2. Oh,
that didn't work.
What were you trying to look for there?
I was trying to put up pictures of each of the maps, but
we can look at. You know what? He can talk. Jeff can talk about it next time we talk about maps. Beaver Creek. Beaver Creek was a fun map. 2 buildings across from each other, incredibly narrow. There were sniper cliffs on each side.
Mm-hmm.
That was a fun one. 1v1 or 2v2. Okay, that would be interesting. Any other COD map is just using urban, excluding World War II. Yeah, COD maps are made, especially now they're formula with 3 lanes. They would work.
And a lot of people now with newer fields, or people who are updating their fields, are actually kind of, well, like you said with Nuketown, but people are kind of basing them off the Call of Duty, you know what I mean? The way the lanes go and the way the buildings are set up.
Yes, sir.
It's a good way to go.
Okay, my 3 fields. Last Resort I mentioned. That's my number 2 from Halo 3. It's a really big map. It would cost probably tens of millions of dollars to build it. But there's no, not really grav lifts or anything like that, but it would just be a blast to play on. If you know the map, you know it. I won't get too much detail on it. I mentioned there's a Battlefield 1 map I love that I would love to play on. It's called Argonne. I love the Great War, First World War, and their battles I like better because the Argonne was used a couple of times. The Americans were there towards the end of the war. But as far as the map playing it, there's trenches, there's forests, there's underground bunkers where your flamethrower works really well. It's a derailed train. It's kind of a fun map. It would be a dream map to play, again, tens of millions of dollars. And this is one I'm really surprised. And I think if Jeff's still listening, and I know Connor might nod, and I'm not always right with Connor. He's my son, but he's got his own mind, which is great, which is what you want your kids. And I know if you ever played, did you play Halo 3 a lot, Mike?
Oh yeah. I played all the Halos as much as possible.
The Pit.
Yeah.
The Pit would be an incredible one, but you need to get lots of exercise and lots of running it. But the Pit in that one.
Yeah, you'd need some vehicles in that one. A couple golf carts or something.
Yeah, I would just hide where the sword room. But anyway, Again, we could get on for hours with this, but we're going to talk about it now, and Jeff and Connor can kind of comment the next time. Mike, your 3 maps.
Not in any particular order.
Of course not.
Really. I would have to say I'm a huge Counter-Strike fan. I don't know if anybody who's played Counter-Strike has played Dust 2. If you played Counter-Strike, you've played Dust 2. It's gone down. It's argued to be one of the most, I guess, the best strategic team, 5v5 strategic map ever made. Whether it's, just team deathmatch or defuse the bomb or hostage, it's such a good map, and I know it like the back of my hand. So if that was a real map, to see that in real life would be absolutely phenomenal. It'd be so much fun to play. Like I brought up in the last time, GoldenEye. Pretty much any map from 007 GoldenEye would be so much fun to play paintball on. It would be just like a nostalgia thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I'd go there. My third one, I don't know, just to be cheesy, I think I would probably just pick something like a Crazy Chaos map like Shipment from Call of Duty.
And there's
just
a few shipments out there that exist.
Yeah, but there's also, so I don't want to say it, but I want to say that they kind of ripped off Counter-Strike, because there was a lot of original Counter-Strike 1.6 maps that were, all it was there was a T lane, cross lane. Mm-hmm. Then you had your outsides, and it's just 4 barriers, yes, like 20 foot tall. And then you just had a couple things on each side that would keep you safe for your flanks. And that's exactly how Shipment is designed, except you can go into the containers and stuff. But I think that would be an absolute chaos thing for just like, just for fun.
I got to be honest. I mean, when I thought about this, I was like, I'm going to look at, Rust from COD would be.
Imagine you'd never be able to get, no real person would be able to climb to the top of Rust, like with gear and stuff. Like it would all be downstairs on Rust for sure.
I just looked at a video of, it's like, I really loved Halo 3, my favorite ones. And I watched a video yesterday about it. Like they had maps like Guardian is honestly, I would probably want to choose Guardian, but there's grav lifts and stuff in it. But I looked at that, and I think any game I played, even if it's the last, because I don't really play Call of Duty anymore, but if you took Call of Duty Black Ops, the first one, which is, I played that one to death.
Yeah.
Just any map on that, even if it wasn't my favorite there, to be standing there and saying, my God, I know this field, and people are doing it. Why not? Anyway, so I kind of stretched on that as we kind of went in an in-depth look on Warzone's fields this year, explaining the different array of them. And
array, was that a Black Ops reference, or did that just?
That is, I forgot.
Literally my favorite map on Black Ops, and you said it, and it brought me back to it. I was like, array with the big.
The one with the rocket that would go off, and you're under there, and then all of a sudden, I think you had to pull. Did you pull the switch, or the rocket? All of a sudden, you're just incinerated if you're hiding underneath it.
I don't even remember.
There was some good one. The Vietnam map was good in that too.
You can't get better than the Black Ops 1 Call of Duty. Like, come on. There's been a couple of good ones, but back in the Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1 days, you just can't get much. Even the maps, like the gameplay was good, the guns were there, the markers were good, but yeah, the maps were so good. Such good games.
I thought about Rainbow Six Siege, which I absolutely love. I agree. First Black Ops was amazing. Hancock,
Shoot House.
Shoot House. Oh,
yeah.
Shoot House, the one. Yeah, you're running around and there's like a trailers and construction. Is that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Frig, I love that.
Trying to bring up.
I'm gonna have to pull up this. Oh, we're going to dark place.
But there's the one with the helicopters sticking out of the thing, right?
We did an episode on Battlefield 6 last year, so we can do crossovers from paintball. I'm gonna have to look at that. I'd like to cut the show in a few minutes here, because I know that we could find ourselves here in 2 hours if we do. What's the name of the field again? You mentioned the map.
Shoot House. I'm trying to bring up a picture here.
Black
I'm just not
Ops.
Not that great with technology, I guess.
If you're not, then I don't know. Yes, 100%. Shoot House.
I'm trying to think of the other
Warfare
one.
2. Firing range.
Firing
is what
range.
Firing range.
That's the that'd be
Yeah.
a classic one.
Shoot House
That's
is
a
similar
pretty
to
big
it.
one.
Yeah,
Too.
Shoot House is a remake of it, isn't it, or something? Shoot House is
No,
good. Firing range. No, Firing range is wild. Shoot House. I remember
Shoot House was
That
the one.
fun.
It was similar to Shipment, but it was a little bigger, and it had the helicopter hanging out of the side of the building and stuff.
Okay, mark
super
my
wicked.
words. Connor's gonna have Connor for the next 5 nights is basically kind of doing schoolwork, but I'm gonna tell him when he has time to listen to this and give comments about these maps. Look, it was. You know what? We've done 9 episodes already. It's like Firing range is awesome. So you crease there. It's just some classic, the whole thing about how feasible is it. Yeah, I guess I don't.
I do have this video of what it's going to be like. You asked me to show what it potentially could be, as long as it doesn't stay this warm and keep melting, what it might be like when we go out for Break the Ice. If you want me to throw that up real quick.
Yeah, sure. Guys,
pretty good.
I think it's the Czech Republic or Czechia or Slovakia are playing paintball on ice that's taken over the field. First of all, as a Canadian, I'm going to say these guys can't skate worth shit.
Well, if you look at the third comment down, it goes, "How has Canada not done this first?" And I just died when I saw that. It's so good.
You know what? I'll give it one thing I noticed, because it is literally frozen field, so the ice they're on is so uneven. So I'm not gonna.
Oh yeah, that's not
really
good.
Canadian of me to shit on somebody wearing hockey skates. That's just me.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good though. I'm so glad you tagged me in that video.
Yeah, they got
That
hockey
was
gloves
hilarious.
on with their markers.
So good.
They're mag fed too, so
Mm-hmm.
hardcore.
Yeah, imagine trying to change a mag and skate. No. Nope. I've only skated twice in my life, and I'm not about to throw paintball in the mix.
Well, that's a good way to end the show. And if you were listening on Discord and you said, I didn't get to see it, watch it on YouTube. And if you watched it on YouTube and you said, I wonder how listenable, I don't know if that's a word, this podcast is when I'm driving to work in traffic on a Monday and I'm stressed and I want the soothing voice of Andrew and Mike. And occasionally, Jeff and Connor. All right. So, Mike, I want to thank you for doing everything you do. You do so much for C1D. And you do
right
it
back
for
at you, buddy.
the same reason we do. We just like doing it. We like making that stuff fun. By the way, every day till Break the Ice, I'm kind of posting up some funny pictures just to encourage everything as we head into the season, as we break the ice. Mike, my good friend, I want to thank you. Good night, Jeff. Good night, everybody that's been listening here, everybody that makes comments. I'm trying to desperately find it here. We got Hancock Powers. That's a great name. That's like a great name. That's like a good stage wrestling possible, like really classy male stripper name. No, that's a nice name. That like
Very good dude too. I met him at Capital Combat Zone. I think one of our first couple times out, and
nice.
We see him every once in a while. He's a great guy.
He's reminds me of Max Power from The Simpsons. Some guy comes into your school, that's your name, and it's like, he must be good, my friend.
It's Pierre. See you on the 21st.
Pierre, yes, absolutely. Can't wait to see Pierre and his new titanium knee. And if it isn't titanium, I work in metal recycling. I can get you that. You know, we actually get the crematoriums. We buy the titanium from there.
Oh wow!
Yeah, there's a lot of paperwork involved with
body parts.
They're called cremains, by the way, and that's the truth. And
Mag
obviously,
Fed
we want to
player
thank Chris. A Magnang Flair named me that. Oh, so that's it. That is his stage name. There you go. His real name's Bill Smith. Bill, how's it going, dude? Actually, this is the funny part. My name's Andrew Gagnon, and my last name in Quebec is the Smith of Quebec. So there's a whole story behind it. I'm smelling a podcast guest coming up.
Yes.
To talk about nicknames.
Chris, I'll just say real quick. I know you're trying to button this up. I got a question here. I do have an idea for the meta glasses that I just threw on, but it's not going to be gameplay. I'm not going to take the lenses out. I'm not going to have it under my mask, but I do have an idea for it, and that's all I'll tell you. I know Andrew loves that kind of stuff.
Does it need an 18+ rating? Because if so, I'm
nope.
in. Oh shit.
No, we're gonna have all of our clothes on.
Okay, well, tell me about it.
He's like, boring.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening. We will be back next week. Like I said, we got our 1000th video coming up. Hip hip hooray.
Yeah.
We like that kind of thing, just putting stuff out there and just going out there having fun because, ooh, fancy. Explore Paintball. Oh, your projects? I just think we look intelligent. Look, taking my glasses off. Superman.
Oh,
Now I'm going
he's dumb now. Oh, there's the smart guy.
And I'll put at the end of my nose my glasses, and with my white hair, I'm going to shake my finger, and I'm disappointed grandpa. Go out there, have fun, because at the end of the day, it's been said, I want to say a little bird told me, but it was a little squirrel. It's just a game.
C1D Paintball Media.
Boom.
Hey, I actually streamed that on my YouTube as well.
Nice.
Yeah, just to see how that works. That pretty well works on its goddamn own, don't it?
Yeah, it just streams it straight there.